Are you a first-time cruiser and ready to set sail on the adventure of a lifetime? Well, keep watching for my 10 must-know tips for first-time cruisers. Hello, fellow cruisers. Welcome to my channel, Cruising into Pixie Dust. My name is Chrissy. If you are a first-time cruiser, this video is for you. I will be giving you 10 must-know tips that are great to know before you cruise. Number 1. Consider cruise duration. As someone who just took their first cruise in October of 2023, I can't say it enough how quickly the time goes by. My first cruise was only 4 days, and I felt like I got on board and then was getting off so quickly after, so not long enough for me at all. At the timing of this video, I currently have 9 more cruises booked, and 6 of them are 7 nights or longer, and I'm going to be going on a back-to-back in April of this year, essentially turning it into a 7-night cruise. I will have more information on that in an upcoming video, but if budget and date flexibility allow, consider going on a longer cruise. Number 2, consider cruise timing and dates. When booking your first cruise, consider the dates you are looking to book. Certain time frames, such as summer and spring break, there will most certainly be more families and college students on board during those times. Another thing to consider when booking is hurricane season. If you are looking to book a Caribbean cruise and are looking to get a cheaper rate, consider booking during hurricane season when rates tend to be slightly cheaper. Number 3, research your ports in advance. Even if you are doing an excursion, whether one you booked on your own or through the cruise line, it can be helpful to research the ports of call ahead of time. This will allow you to have an idea of what there is to do, especially if you are opting out of an excursion and exploring the port of call on your own. You will know going into the port what points of interest, shops, and restaurants you want to check out. This is also helpful if you are on a shorter excursion and only have a few hours to explore afterwards on your own. This allows you to get the most out of your time in each port of call. Number 4, you can always skip the excursion and opt for some self-exploration. If you are looking to save on costs and enjoy a budget-friendly vacation, it can still be enjoyable getting off the ship while in ports of call and doing some self-exploration of various areas. Enjoy some local cuisine, museums, or even just the port itself for a little bit. In the Caribbean, there are often free beaches that are open to check out as well. Number 5, you can also join a Facebook group or roll call on Cruise Critic for your specific cruise. Once you have your cruise booked, consider joining a Facebook group for your specific cruise or roll call on Cruise Critic. Often these groups you will find meetups or slot pulls that you could attend once on board. This is a good opportunity to meet fellow cruise mates. Number 6, purchase your drink package before you sail. Consider purchasing any drink package before embarkation day, as it normally is discounted and cheaper to buy it beforehand online versus purchasing it after you're on board. The benefits of the package vary from cruise line to cruise line, but they often offer a stress-free way to indulge in not only alcoholic beverages, but also mocktails, soft drinks, milkshakes without the worry of having to pay as you go or having a surprise bill at the end of your trip. 7, pack a bathing suit in your carry-on. On embarkation day, you have the option to allow the porters to bring your luggage on board, or opt to carry all your luggage on yourself. If you opt to allow the porters to bring your luggage on board, then you more than likely will not have access to your stateroom or luggage until much later in the day. On my first cruise, it was about 1:30 before I was able to access my stateroom, and my luggage was outside of the door. If you are looking to swim or sunbathe on embarkation day, I highly recommend packing your swimsuit in your carry-on bag, or potentially wearing it under your embarkation day outfit. Number 8, board ASAP on embarkation day. The sooner you can board, the better. This allows you to unwind and have your vacation officially start. As soon as your online check-in opens for your cruise line, book the earliest time available. As mentioned before, you will not have access to your stateroom or check luggage right away. So ensure everything that you may need on embarkation day is in your carry-on bag. Getting on board early allows you to enjoy the Lido deck, grab lunch, and enjoy everything about embarkation day. Number 9, keep your phone in airplane mode. I can't stress that enough. When you board the ship, one of the first things you should do is put your phone into airplane mode and connect to the ship's Wi-Fi if opted to. Purchase the ship's Wi-Fi package. Even if you purchase the international day pass through your wireless carrier, it doesn't include talk, texting, and data while on the ship, only when you're in the ports of call. On my first cruise while we were in the port in the Bahamas, I had gotten back on board and made a couple of calls thinking I would be okay since we were docked still. Luckily, AT&T sent me a message saying that it wasn't included with the international day pass that I had added to my plan prior to embarkation day. Thankfully, I did not incur any charges as I quickly got off the phone after receiving that message. Number 10, do not feel pressured to do everything. Don't feel pressure to see all the shows or do everything on board or in the ports of call. It is important to pace yourself and plan the must do activities that you are wanting to take part in. But while you are planning out all the activities, ensure that you have downtime, especially to unwind, especially after a busy day in port. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this sparkle of pixie dust, please subscribe to my channel for further pixie dustings.